Hello and welcome to my virtual open house. My name is Grace Edsel and I teach Advanced English 2 as well as AP English 4, so literature and composition. This is my 9th year here at McNeil High School and I taught AP English 3 for 4 years and that was 4 years before I moved to teaching AP Literature. Teaching AP Literature, and this is my 2nd year doing that, and I love the curriculum and the content, so I'm very excited to be doing that for a 2nd year. Of my 9 years, 6 of them have been devoted to teaching at the sophomore level of pre-AP English 2 that is now called Advanced English 2. College Board decided they wanted to copyright the pre-AP label, so we now call it Advanced English 2, so we don't have to pay an extra fee for that. But just a little bit about me. I grew up in a very small town outside of Abilene, Texas, and I was born and raised in Texas. And then I went to the University of Texas at Austin for my bachelor's degree in English literature and a minor in education and psychology. After which I went up to New York City and got my master's in American literature, early American literature at NYU, New York University. And then I went over to Oxford and got my master's in British literature with a specialization in Shakespeare. So, needless to say, I love to learn and I love literature, and I really hope to infect your children with that same love and maybe even passion for the same. So you should be seeing my website on the screen as well. I have posted these things in Schoology as well, but if you ever have Schoology issues, because you know that we are having some issues on that front while they're kind of fixing things, you can always access my website by Googling Edsel McNeil, and it should be one of the first things that comes up. So this is my homepage. It has contact information. You can also find this in Schoology under my profile, but my email address is here. My classroom phone number is here. Okay, so you can see that. If you would like to schedule a phone call, a verbal conversation, please just send me an email and I am happy to schedule that with you as soon as possible. If you would like a virtual face-to-face conversation and maybe even including your child in on the call, then we can absolutely schedule a virtual conference as well. In person isn't necessarily possible right now with the restrictions, but I'm happy to do a virtual conference. Just send me an email. As far as tutorials go, that's actually exactly how I'm setting up tutorials with students as well. So there aren't set days necessarily. I'm available, and several students have already set up tutorials with me. But the specific days available doesn't necessarily always pan out with tutorials because the kids can't necessarily come and go as easily as they used to. So it really helps if we have something scheduled and on the calendar. So should students desire some one-on-one conferencing about their writing and or have questions about specific things, then if they'll just send me an email and I can set up a calendar invite that includes a Google Meet link, and we can meet and go over their work through shared screens. Once scheduling maybe gets a little bit more consistent, right now we have morning duty and stations that we have to be at, as well as afternoons. And so that's why I say there's not necessarily a set day in which I will just have open video tutorials. Also, I know that students, we value privacy most definitely with students. And so I know they're not always looking to have a group scenario in a video environment. So they can just send me an email to set up those tutorials and we'll get that taken care of. Let's see. Oh, my class calendar. So this is also linked in Schoology. You can find it on underneath materials where you can find most things for our school. And there's also a link for the calendar that is live, that is updated regularly. So that same calendar is on my website. Should you ever not be able to access Schoology for Advanced English 2, Pre-AP, you can click on the calendar to see here. I only have B-Day classes for Advanced English 2, so that is why you see things mentioned specifically on B-Days. But you can see that when your student needs books, when important things are due, including reading assignments, among other short stories that we're currently reading. Same thing for AP English 4. You can see how using the calendar to figure out what we did on a day that a student might have missed can be really valuable. If a student does miss class, especially synchronous, or even the entire day of asynchronous, he or she should send me an email. They should send me an email and let me know so we can get them caught up. But also, they might be able to find just in Schoology, we have folders that are labeled according to week. And if you use the calendar in conjunction with that weekly folder, you could probably figure out what it is that you can make up right there in Schoology. Otherwise, email is a great way to contact. Several students have already been using that for school events that they've been absent for and or being out for other reasons. Just checking my list, making sure I touched on everything. So if there's anything that I haven't touched on that you wanted to know more about, please don't hesitate to reach out, send me an email, ask questions. I am happy to help. Please look for recent emails that I've sent out about the AP exam registration for AP4 students. You should have received that email. Registration deadline is actually, I believe, this video is being recorded now, but I believe that deadline is tomorrow, the 25th of September. So if you do plan to register your student for the AP exam, please do so by tomorrow so you don't incur late fees. This year, College Board has waived the fee for cancellation. So if your student decides they do not want to take the AP exam after you've actually registered them for it, they can cancel the exam for a full refund and no extra charge. Keeping those things in mind, let me know if I can answer any questions. All right, have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining.